I was having this dream where I was swimming in a sea of colors, each stroke leaving ripples of neon blues and pulsing reds. Then my alarm went off. 0:30. Military time. Except when I opened my eyes, the military time was all that remained. Everything else had gone AWOL. My bedroom was gray. Not that I painted my walls a sophisticated charcoal gray. I mean literally devoid of color. My blue comforter? Gray. The hideous orange lamp my ex insisted would bring energy to the space? Gray. The sunrise streaming through my windows? You guessed it. Fucking gray. I blinked several times, rubbed my eyes until they hurt. I thought maybe I'd had a stroke in my sleep or my neural implant had glitched. But my vision was crystal clear. Just monochromatic. Like someone had turned the saturation dial on reality all the way down. System check, I croaked, my voice sounding strange in the colorless room. The neural interface in my temporal lobe hummed to life, its diagnostic report appearing in my field of vision. All systems functional. Brain activity normal. No trauma detected. So, not a stroke. Not a system failure. Which meant either I had suddenly developed total color blindness or... I fumbled for my phone and pulled up the news. The headline made my stomach drop. Global color disappearance, scientists baffled. Below it, a subheading, neuroengineer Ren Hayashi of Chrome Experience Corp. Unavailable for comment. That would be me. Unavailable for comment because I was too busy having an existential crisis in my Grayscale bedroom. Call V, I said. My assistant was the smartest person at Chrome Experience. If anyone could make sense of this, it would be her. Her face appeared on my screen as gray as everything else. Run, thank God. Where have you been? The board's been trying to reach you for hours. I just woke up. What the hell is happening? V ran her hand through her hair. Gray. Like mine. Like everything. No one knows. It started in New Zealand about 6 hours ago and spread west with the sunrise. When people wake up, they can't see colors anymore. Just like that. Every test shows their color receptors are working fine. But the color perception is gone. That's not possible, I said, though I was staring at the impossible. Color perception is hardwired. You can't just switch it off globally without something like Chrome Experience? V finished, her voice sharp. That's what everyone's saying, Ren. They're saying we did this. Chrome Experience. Our company's neural interface technology designed to enhance color perception. Originally developed to help people with color blindness. We'd expanded it for recreational and therapeutic use, allowing people to experience colors beyond the visible spectrum, to feel colors as emotions, to taste them. The ultimate sensory enhancement. That's ridiculous, I said, but my voice lacked conviction. Chrome Experience enhances color. It doesn't remove it. And only 12% of the population has our neural links. Not anymore, he said. Whatever this is, it's affecting everyone. Even animals, according to early reports. The board wants us in the lab now. I dressed quickly, not bothering to check if my clothes matched. What would be the point in a grayscale world? The streets were chaos. People wandered around, pointing at things, arguing, some crying. A group had gathered outside an art gallery, staring at now gray paintings with expressions of loss. Traffic lights still worked, people remembered that top meant stop, bottom meant go, but there was a hesitancy to everything, as if the world had become not just colorless but less certain. At Chrome Experience headquarters, security was tight. Protesters had already gathered, holding signs with accusations. Give us back our colors, and CHROMEXPERIENCE equals colorless experience. Inside, the lab was in crisis mode. Screens displayed brain scans, data streams, global reports, all in shades of gray. Our team of 12 engineers and neuroscientists huddled around the central console. Dr. Aisha Lin, our chief neurologist, looked up as I entered. It's not us, she said immediately. We've checked every line of code in our system. Chrome Experience can't do this. Then what can? I asked, joining them at the console. What could possibly affect global human perception this way? Leon, our quantum computing specialist, cleared his throat. We have a theory. It's wild. But he flicked a file onto the main screen. These are readings from our quantum sensors over the past 24 hours. There was a spike in quantum coherence exactly when the color disappearance began. Meaning what exactly? I asked. Meaning something changed the fundamental way our brains process visual information, Leon said. Not just our brains, all brains. It's like someone rewrote the observer effect for color perception. The observer effect, the quantum principle that the act of observation affects the phenomenon being observed. It was the cornerstone of our research at Chrome Experience, the idea that perception could be modified at the quantum level. That's impossible, I said for the second time that day. You can't just globally alter how human consciousness processes visual input. Apparently someone can, V said. She slid a tablet toward me. This just came in. A transmission claiming responsibility. The message was simple. The Spectrum architects welcome humanity to Phase 1. Your participation is mandatory. Your understanding is optional. I stared at those gray words on the gray screen, feeling a gray chill spread through me. Who the hell are the Spectrum architects? I asked. No one answered, but a notification pinged on my Neuralink. A private message, sender unknown. You built the door. We merely walked through it. Meet me at the Perception Lab. Come alone if you want to understand. The Perception Lab. Our most classified research facility where we'd first broken the barrier between objective reality and subjective perception. Where I'd first discovered how to hack the brain's color processing centers. I looked around at my team, the brightest minds in neurotechnology, now just as confused and frightened as everyone else. I need to check something, I said, moving toward the door. Keep working on those quantum readings. Where are you going? V called after me. I didn't answer. Some truths are better left colorless. The Perception Lab was housed in a sub-basement, accessible only by biometric scan. As I approached, the door slid open automatically. Strange. Security protocols should have been at maximum. Inside, the lab was dark except for the glow of a single monitor. And in front of it sat a figure I recognized despite the Grayscale world, Dr. Elias Wright, my former research partner who had left Chrome Experience under mysterious circumstances 2 years ago. You're right on time, Ren, he said without turning around. For the end of one world and the beginning of another. Elias. His name felt strange in my mouth after so long. You're behind this? You're the Spectrum architects. He turned and I could see his face clearly now. Gaunt, with dark circles under his eyes, but animated with a fervent energy I remembered from our early research days. Not just me. There are 16 of us. Former Chrome Experience researchers, mostly. People who saw the true potential of what we built. He gestured to the chair beside him. Sit. You look like you've seen a ghost. Or rather, a grayscale representation of one. I remained standing. Turn it back. Whatever you did, undo it now. Elias laughed. Always so direct. No curiosity about how we did it? No questions about why? Just fix it like it's a bug and not the most significant leap in human evolution since language? People are panicking. The entire global economy is freezing up. Art, fashion, entertainment, traffic signals, do you have any idea what you've done? Created a pause, Elias said, his voice softening. A necessary interruption in humanity's color addiction. He tapped at the keyboard, bringing up familiar code, Chrome Experience core architecture. Remember what we discovered in our quantum perception studies? That color doesn't exist outside of consciousness. It's an interpretation, a story the brain tells itself about wavelengths of light. Save the Philosophy 101 lecture, I snapped. Of course color is perceptual. That doesn't give you the right to remove it from everyone's perception. But that's just it. Elias leaned forward, eyes intense. We didn't remove color from perception. We removed the perception itself. The wavelengths are still there. The cones in people's eyes still detect them. But the neural interpretation, the part where sensation becomes conscious experience, that's what we've modified. I felt sick. How? Our neural interfaces only reach 12% of the population. Your interfaces, sure. Elias pulled up another screen showing a global map dotted with pulsing points of light. But the quantum entanglement protocols we developed? Those don't need direct neural access. They propagate through the quantum field that connects all consciousness. Your team never wanted to pursue that research, too theoretical, too risky. But it works, Ren. We proved it works. I stared at the map, understanding dawning with horrible clarity. Our early research had suggested that perception itself might create quantum entanglement between observers, that shared perceptions created shared reality. But we'd abandoned that line of inquiry as too speculative. You weaponized quantum observer effects, I whispered. You created some kind of perceptual virus. We prefer consciousness evolution vector, Elias said with a thin smile. But yes. We used the existing Chrome Experience interfaces as anchors, then triggered a cascading quantum effect that reconfigures the perceptual framework for color. It's beautiful, really. The mathematics of it are. Why? I interrupted. Why would you do this? Elias' expression shifted, becoming more serious. Because humanity is drowning in sensory overload. We become addicted to stimulation, to brightness, to the dopamine hit of the next shiny object. We built technology that made it worse, yes, you and I both. Chrome Experience was supposed to help people see beyond their limitations, but what did it become? A recreational drug. A corporate tool. A way to make ads more effective. He stood and paced the room, gesturing at the screens. This is an intervention, Ren. Phase 1 of a sensory reset. We remove color. People panic, then adapt. They begin to see differently, not just visually, but conceptually. They notice texture, pattern, movement, depth. Things they've been blind to while distracted by the easy drug of color. And then what? Phase 2? Remove sound? Touch? No. Phase 2 is the restoration. He turned to me and I could see genuine belief in his eyes. In exactly 1 month, color perception will begin to return, but altered. Enhanced. People will see colors they never knew existed. They'll understand on a neurological level that perception is malleable. That consciousness can be expanded. He placed a hand on my shoulder. We're giving humanity the ultimate upgrade, Ren. The ability to consciously participate in creating their perceptual reality. I shrugged his hand off. Without consent. Without testing. You've performed an uncontrolled experiment on 8 billion people. Sometimes the leap must be made, Elias said. You know how long safety trials would take. How many corporate interests would shut us down. Some gifts can't be asked for, they must be given. Or forced, I countered. I moved to the console, scanning the code. It was breathtakingly elegant quantum algorithms that made my work look primitive. Can it be reversed? Before your 1-month timeline? Elias hesitated. Technically, yes. The anchor points in the quantum field could be reset. But it would take the processing power of every Chrome Experience neural link working in concert, a complete inversion of the. He stopped, watching my hands moving across the keyboard. What are you doing? Calling V, I said. She's going to implement emergency protocol Blackwater. The full system override? Elias moved to stop me, but I blocked him. You can't. It will not only undo our work, it could permanently damage the neural interfaces of everyone connected to Chrome Experience. Millions of people. It won't if we calibrate it correctly, I said, continuing to type. And we have the world's best neuroscientists upstairs working on exactly that problem. You're making a mistake, Elias said, his voice rising. This is the next step in human evolution. We're helping people see beyond their limitations. I finished sending the message and turned to face him. No. You're imposing your vision of evolution without consent. That's not help, it's control. The lab door burst open and security officers rushed in, followed by V and Dr. Lin. We got your message, V said. The board has approved emergency protocol Blackwater. Dr. Lin moved to the console. We've modified it to minimize neural damage. It should restore normal color perception without harming Chrome Experience users. She looked at Elias. You're under arrest, Doctor, right? Along with your colleagues. As they led Elias away, he called back to me, you're choosing ignorance over enlightenment, Ren. Some doors can't be closed once they're opened. The reversal took 4 days. 4 days of global anxiety, economic disruption, and philosophical questioning. 4 days in which humanity confronted a world without one of its most basic perceptual anchors. When color returned, it came gradually, first blues and yellows, then reds and greens, finally the full spectrum. People wept in the streets, staring at sunsets and flowers and each other's eyes as if seeing them for the first time. And in a way, they were. Because Elias had been right about one thing, the interruption had changed us. Survey data showed people reporting more attention to texture, shape, and movement. Art critics noted a surge in appreciation for black and white photography and film. Neuroscientists documented changes in visual processing that suggested enhanced perception across all sensory dimensions. The spectrum architects were tried and convicted of crimes ranging from terrorism to unauthorized human experimentation. But there were growing movements advocating for their release, claiming they had given humanity a gift, not just the renewed appreciation of color, but the profound understanding that perception itself was malleable. As for me, I resigned from Chrome Experience. The company had survived, barely, after implementing strict new safety protocols and quantum field monitoring systems. But I couldn't continue the work knowing what it could enable. Instead, I started a new research project focused on perceptual integrity and cognitive rights. Because if perception could be hacked on a global scale, humanity needed new frameworks, ethical, legal, and technological, to protect the sanctity of individual consciousness. Sometimes at sunrise, I think I can see colors that weren't there before, Subtle variations in the transitions between hues, patterns in the spread of light that had always been invisible to me. I don't know if it's real or imagined, a lasting effect of the quantum manipulation or simply increased attention. But I know this, we spent millennia believing that reality was fixed and perception was malleable. Now we understand that perception and reality are two sides of the same quantum coin, constantly creating each other. In a world where consciousness itself can be rewritten, the ultimate freedom is the right to perceive on your own terms. And that's a truth that comes in every color and none at all.